Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. How does that sound? How's it sound? Am I back yet, or am I not back yet?
What are you talking about?
Just the Hans Zimmer theme song. I need to know if it's back yet, or if I should toss it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Because I have many sleepless nights wondering if Hans Zimmer approves of my humming abilities.
I heard he killed himself.
Did he really?
No.
No, that's not true. He was at Coachella. I know I always bring that up. I still miss, I wish I was at that show, and I wasn't. Earlier today, there was a story on Good Morning America about off-menu items from some of our favorite fast food chains. Talked about it on Ross Patterson Revolution a little bit this morning about the land, air, and sea from McDonald's. D'Anthony, do you know what that's composed of?
I mean, I can guess, right?
Yeah.
There's only like 15 things on the goddamn menu. So,
So the grossest
by the way, chickens
one,
don't fucking fly, goddammit.
Oof.
And definitely not the chickens that are in a McChicken. I just want to make that clear. No chicken that's ever been in a McChicken has ever flown, ever. Not one goddamn time.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not Dr. Fauci, you know?
Jesus fucking Christ. You're living in a fucking dream world if you think any animal served at McDonald's came from a reputable source.
I don't care.
Every single ounce of meat that comes in and out of that fucking place was purchased in a fucking alley somewhere from a dude in a trench coat.
I love it. It's never let me down.
Tastes good.
However, I said anybody who eats a land, air, and sea should just jump out of the land or jump out of the air and into the land or on the sea. Like, just kill yourself. Because it's the most disgusting concoction I've ever seen. Giorgio said he would eat it live on air. Let's see this fucking
This
thing.
is nothing new. Like, it's like, oh,
There he is.
the biggest piece of shit we know is going to do a big piece of shit thing.
Hang
like,
on. Give him some applause
Should we
for
have
what
a
he's about
fucking
to
parade?
do.
Dan, go ahead and bring up the land, air, and sea on the menu hacks, and I just want to show how close of a recreation I did that. So what that is that's a disassembled Big Mac with a McChicken slid off the top, and then a fish fillet in the middle there, underneath that middle bun.
Oh my God! Dude.
Stop moving it so we can focus on it.
Look at
asshole.
Bob. Bob keeps like shrinking away out of the background.
Bob looks like he's at a fucking male strip club and the guy's getting too close.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different face. Entirely different face.
Now the trick to this is to really get it in one hand, and then you kind of just like unhinge your jaw like a snake.
Yeah. I want you to be honest if this is good or not, because I'm not going to try this thing. And how high are you, by the way? Because that's gotta factor in.
I'm a dude's wear my car high.
Okay.
I thought I would taste the McChicken. I thought I would taste the filet of fish more. I don't. It all just kind of tastes like McDonald's, to be honest.
Really?
I think what we learned here is no matter what you put together from McDonald's, it tastes like McDonald's.
So good or bad? Yes or no? Do you at least enjoy this sandwich?
I mean, I'm gonna eat more of it.
Okay. So it's a yes from Giorgio. Nobody said you had to eat the entire thing, but it looks like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, the filet of fish with the Big Mac sauce is actually pretty fire.
Now that I can see, because I think it's part tartar sauce or some form of tartar sauce with the Big Mac sauce.
It's 1,300 calories.
Is it total?
Yeah. It's not bad.
That's not bad. And a lot of this, but this just like, this looks below cafeteria food.
Boy.
Like, I would rather go to the high school that's right by and just like tray up in line.
Really? Come on, Bob.
Yeah.
You're better than that. Don't disrespect McDonald's.
He's not.
No, he's not. And he's
So-
acting like he's above us. And I really don't understand that. So the land, air, and sea.
I'm gonna do a
is
full.
legit.
You can
did
build.
it.
You can build a whole meal on McDonald's website and get all the macros from it, which I'm doing right now. We're gonna go through all of them.
Okay.
Ready? So
Yeah.
that sandwich is 1,330 calories.
Okay.
69 grams of fat.
Nailed it. 69.
123 grams of carbohydrates.
That's actually lower than I thought.
About 2 days worth, right?
Well, for a normal person, right? Yeah. Well, who's not. If you're doing a low carb diet, what is it? 80-20? Isn't that what they say?
You
80
usually,
carbs,
if
20
you're
sugars.
if you're on a relatively low carb diet and not some weird low carb diet, you're probably at like 60, 70.
Okay.
Maybe 80.
That's not bad.
Yeah. 55 grams of protein, so that's good, I guess.
There you go, Georgia.
19 grams of sugar, which is probably not great. 6 grams of dietary fiber, which is good. 18.5 grams of saturated fat. So it's the amount of total fat, that's not too bad.
Yeah. I don't see any negatives yet.
No vitamin D. So 2,150 milligrams of sodium.
Sodium, yeah.
Which is an entire day's worth. for like a 180-pound person, that's a whole day's worth.
He's not 180.
Do I mention that I had an entire Chipotle bowl before this?
Did you really?
I did.
You're about 155, right?
No.
What are you?
175, maybe, something like that.
I'm assuming, yeah, probably 175.
You don't weigh yourself?
155. You just went through full-blown AIDS, and you can't tell what AIDS looks like. Like, that's not AIDS.
No. Look, Giorgio's a dainty man.
Why you always think he's like fucking
He's not
5'6"
that
or
small.
something?
He's 5'3", and he weighs like 155.
What are you, like 5'10", 175?
Yeah, 5'10", 175, putting up 225 for 14, no big deal.
Sure.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's not true at all. I'll challenge you in that once I get better. Okay. Once Daddy gets better, I'll
Once I
challenge
take
you in
out
that.
Dakota, we can do a combine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't wanna do that.
A punt pass kick and a combine.
That's how one of us pulls our fucking hammy
Brendan
or
Schaub just
tears
pulled-
an Achilles.
Both his hammies.
Yeah, both of his hammies do. And that's the first thing when I saw that video, I was like, dude, you can't, over the age of 30, you can't just go out and sprint anymore. Like, it's all going to be fucked up. But I'm glad you did the land, air, and sea challenge.
Have you seen that?
Thank you, Georgia.
Have you seen that video of Andy Reid at the punt pass kick?
Oh, yeah.
Thing? He's 13 years old, and he looks exactly the same as he does
looks like
right
he's
now.
a 48-year-old man.
He looks. Andy Reid is a walrus in a human costume.
Yeah.
We need to be careful about that guy.
Yeah, if you pull it up, pull up Andy Reid punt pass kick.
I think Walrye.
See how big he is.
Walrye are dangerous
It
too,
will
right?
shock and alter your mind.
Are Walrye dangerous?
You can't put that video up on screen. There's a ton of
There's a
pictures
video
of it.
on Twitter.
He's just trying to find a screenshot, I think.
Yeah, there's a ton of pictures of it when he was a kid. I mean,
There it is.
it's crazy.
Look at the kid behind him.
You can put that
oh
on
my
screen.
God! Look at that shit.
It's crazy, dude.
Look at this.
It's like Blindside.
He's goddamn teen
He's
years
13.
old,
This is
man.
him getting ready for the punt pass kick, and
He threw the ball 400 yards.
13 years old. That's what he looked like. I have kids. That would scare the shit out of me to even be around my son at 13 years old if he looked like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd beat the shit out of him every day so you're in his head.
How much is he eating? Do you know how much that would cost?
He's eaten several of the other children. You see those gaps in the line right there? Several of the other children have lost their lives to this guy.
Yeah.
Walrus, dangerous. Is it Walrye? Multiple walrus?
I think it's isses, walruses.
No, let's go Walrye.
That's fine.
None of this is fucking real. anyways.
At all. Before we get started here into the fake news, we got some real news here. Turns out Neil Young's complaint isn't just an old man yelling at the clouds. Everybody knows the Neil Young, Joe Rogan story now. They started pulling Neil Young's music off of Spotify. It is all gone. See you later, Neil. What I didn't know, including in this morning's show, because this would have been awesome to read on air, was that...
Not the whole story.
Not the whole
turns
story.
out.
Turns out Neil sold his catalog to Hypnosis founder Merrick Mercadius. Good luck with that name. About a year ago.
Mercuriatus.
Yeah, in October of 2021, Hypnosis and Blackstone, who you may have heard of, launched a $1 billion partnership to invest in songs, recorded music IP, and royalties.
Yeah, if you pay attention to that sort of thing, Blackstone is a company that's been buying up land everywhere. They also are heavily invested in the pharmaceutical industry, and about a year ago, it was in August, I think, or
yeah.
October of last year. They appointed the former chairman of the board and CEO of Pfizer, Jeffrey Kendler, I think his name is. Yeah, Jeffrey Kendler, to their board. So you see, Young isn't just a man living by principles,
No.
willing to sacrifice himself for the good of the public. He's a corporate fucking lackey who's partnered with some of the biggest scumbags on the planet. Not only is he a corporate lackey, but he's a corporate lackey for the worst corporation on earth, BlackRock. It is literally the devil incarnate, that fucking place.
Blackstone?
Yeah, they manage about $13 trillion in funds. They're buying up land and resources all over the fucking place, investing in weird shit. I mean, it's no bueno. So, again, I just want to restate, Neil Young, not folk hero, corporate cocksucker. Just to be clear.
The other part, so here's, when you pulled up this story, here's what made me laugh was I remember seeing the tail end of Neil's interview or reading it in that Rolling Stone piece, and he said, yeah, you know, I'm not even sure if I own my own catalog still, but either way, you know, I want it taken down. And I was like, wait a minute.
He's not sure. January 6th of last year, and this is the only way we know he wasn't involved in capital rights, he was selling his 50% of his rights to this company, Hypnosis, for $150 million. Like, it was a year ago, motherfucker. It's not like it happened 30 years ago. Like, who can remember, man, those deals?
Yeah, who can remember 150 million just showing up in your bank
If you can't remember shit that happened a year ago, you should probably just stop talking in public. Hey, Joe Biden.
You know who he's dating in real life?
No.
Hannah, the Splash, the mermaid.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah.
Oh, I didn't know she was still alive, and I don't care to know.
Hannah, dude.
To be honest.
She's fucking...
Does this look like a man who remembers anything?
No.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I heard he's just always been a cocksucker in real life.
Look at his fucking stupid face.
Yeah. Just always been a cocksucker.
Well, now he's... Now it's... I really enjoy when things backfire like this.
Yeah, so do
He's
I.
like... You know that he cares deeply... Because he deleted the fucking post. Remember that?
Yeah, and...
Like the tweet that he made?
Oh, yeah.
He deleted that shit. He cares deeply about how people think about him, and now he's been exposed as a fraud in league with the worst company on earth. Oh, Neil Young, you fucking cunt. Hopefully this will drive him to get off my fucking planet.
I don't think it will.
Get out.
He's in Ojai with Daryl Hannah.
Oh,
he's
boy.
fine. Because he did say, and this is what I said earlier, was that 60% of his streaming royalties were coming from Spotify, so this was a big deal to him. No, if you sell your catalog like that...
he sold it for $150 million.
Yeah,
now, granted,
you don't get any fucking residuals.
Granted, and I want to talk about this on that. We have a sports show at 4 with Brian Urlacher, so make sure you tune in for that. We're going to talk about the pitfalls of getting paid in Bitcoin, starring OBJ.
Yeah.
The numbers on that are fucking preposterous. But yeah, $150 million, even in Texas or in California. Ohio's not LA County, so it's not so bad, but it's still like 52% total tax.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So, but he $80 million or $70 million bucks.
Yeah.
Like post tax.
Yeah.
You're fucking fine, bro. You're fine.
And he's with Daryl Hannah. Like, they're splashing around doing shit together.
Brian Boru, doesn't BlackRock openly say they want to create a permanent class of renters? Yes, they do. They also do a lot of work with the World Economic Forum, who said, you'll own nothing and like it.
Yeah.
You'll own
Is
nothing
it BlackRock
and you'll
or
be
Blackstone?
happy. BlackRock.
Blackstone owns his catalog. BlackRock is the one that does the real estate.
Yeah, but BlackRock.
I think Blackstone also has everyone's kind of buying real estate, so I
Sure.
think they have a significant portion. But BlackRock is the one that famously does
Doesn't
it.
Blackstone, aren't they owned by BlackRock?
They might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then BlackRock has the mercenaries, correct? That's Blackwater.
Yeah. And then there's black people
Well,
who have never worked with Neil Young. He's been an all-white guy for his entire career, you know? I hope Neil Young will remember that. I hope he will. Next up, Pentagon's preparing for war with Russia. Pentagon has placed thousands of troops on standby for deployment to Eastern Europe as the U.S. ramps up efforts to deter Russia from invading Ukraine. According to Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby, 8,500 troops at U.S.-based installations were given orders to prepare for deployment, but haven't technically been activated. Eesh.
that's nothing. Didn't I talk about this yesterday? That's nothing. I just want to be clear about that. That 8,500 people, that's DRF-1 from the 82nd Airborne, Division Ready Force 1, and at all times, there's at least one unit that's on 18-hour deployment. So 2-hour recall. You have to be at the company within 2 hours. You have to be on a bird within 18 hours. That's always the case.
Okay.
And then there's another set of people that are deployable within 72 hours, and that'll fill out the rest of the 8,500. This is a constant thing forever since the 1980s.
Okay.
Not news at all. They're not prepping for war necessarily.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, why release this statement?
Because it sounds tough, but it
not.
doesn't actually like give away anything that everybody doesn't already know. It sounds tough to the cat. So if Biden wants to sound tough to Americans, right? But everybody that works in foreign policy outside the United States knows exactly what this is. We just used it in Afghanistan. Those people we fucking deployed, that was the DRF-1.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's nice to have the insider knowledge on this because you're right. Me just reading this, because I read the headline of this, 8,500 people. Wow, man, that seems like a lot. It seems like we're ready to go, you know?
It's like a brigade and their slice elements.
No
Basically.
shit. All right. Is this going down, yes or no?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I was on the Hill this morning talking about it. It seems like there's a lot of talk coming out of the Ukrainian side from the Ukrainian government saying we don't, like, yeah, they're massing on the border, but we don't expect an all-out attack or anything, right? So it seems like the U.S. is making a bigger deal out of this than the Ukraine is. And I don't know if that's out of fear or if it's a compromised government or what, but that's pretty weird. And a guy I was on with this morning on Rising, he's the chief editor over at Gallup.
Okay.
So he's pollster, knows everything about the polls, right? So the confidence in Russian leadership in Ukraine in that area is like 37% or 30% or something. For American, it's like 13%. So it's not like they're begging us to come in there. This is nonsense.
Yeah.
This whole thing is fucking stupid.
It's crazy to me. If this isn't going to shake out like this, who is putting all this info into the press and why?
Well, I mean, look, this is Biden trying to seem tough on Russia, right? Remember, Russia is, and to be honest, it's probably a mistake for him. If you tune in to American Party tomorrow noon Central, you're going to hear all about the connection between, if you aren't fully versed in this already, the connection between the Biden family in Ukraine. I think we've all heard a little bit about it, but we've got a ton of information on this. But I think it's a mistake for him in that way. But being tough on Russia, to them from the Democratic mindset, feels like being tough on Trump and his allies, because they still make that connection, even though they're the ones that made it up.
Yeah,
they made that shit up. They made it up. They paid a fucking foreign agent to make it up, and now they believe it.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fucking severe mental illness that we're seeing.
But
it's played out not just in this foreign policy stuff, not just in the anti-Trump stuff, but how fucking crazy people got about Trump. It carried over into COVID, right? Mm-hmm. And because they were so crazy, like, it doesn't matter what Ross says, because he considers himself a Republican, it has to be a lie. That's the fucking standard for those people. So any new evidence that came in that wasn't the government party line from the Democratic Party is by default a lie, and that is not how reality works.
Yeah.
So this mental illness, the Trump derangement syndrome became COVID derangement syndrome. It just morphed from one thing to another, and it's a religion, right? The best time to start a new religion is during a time of extreme fear or extreme hate, one of those two things, because those are very motivating factors, and they're so emotional that it'll force people to use their cognitive dissonance as a muscle, like as a reflex. Like, no, I don't believe that. Like, try to convince a Mormon they're not going to get their own planet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. Like, try to have that conversation. I've had many of them with their young fucking what do you call it, missionaries or whatever.
Yeah, the missionaries.
And it's like, pew, pew, pew. You can't make a fucking point about it. This whole derangement syndrome morphed from one thing into the next, and it's become a religion. Hating Trump is a religion now. And it's not just about him. It's about, we're the righteous ones and they're the wrong ones at all costs. And if the fucking facts don't fit that, then we'll shut them down, shut their voices down, and we'll manipulate history to make the facts fit it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
And that's what I feel about censorship and Rogan we were talking about at the top here is that's the scariest thing for me, because everybody else who's judging Rogan from the outside is saying, well, he's wrong and I'm right. And it's like, no, all of you guys are opinionated. Rogan's not saying he's right. He's just asking people their opinions on things. That's what podcasts are. That's what we do. But by saying he's wrong or he needs to be censored for having a conversation with somebody, you're essentially just saying, look, whatever you're hearing out of that is wrong. And I'm right, and you need to shut that down because I'm right. And it's like,
Well, it's
no,
like
that's not the case.
It's like that's when Fauci said attacking me is like attacking science.
Yeah.
Like that should have been a fucking
Red
should have been a red
flag.
flag. We actually have a shirt, I think, on the merch store. I think it's up there now. It's Fauci as Judge Dredd, and it says "I am the science." It's pretty funny. I think I might get a coffee mug made there.
Be great. It'd be great. Next up, the stock market. It's off to a rocky start this year. Under the Biden administration, the economy continues to break new records. The most recent feather in the cap of the former VP is the worst start in the stock markets that we have ever seen. The S&P 500 has dropped 11% so far this year, the most on record according to 9 decades of Bloomberg data. The downturn comes as traders brace for the Federal Reserve to tighten monetary policy, and a surge in U.S. Treasury yields weighs on the outlook for stocks. They're also thinking about doing a rate hike here in March, which I'm not stoked about.
Let me ask you this, Giorgio, perk up for a moment. We need to actually get somebody that's worked in Treasury before to discuss this to you probably. But is it possible that the oligarchs in the U.S. government are intentionally crashing the dollar to make cryptocurrency more legit or more necessary? And is that ultimately because of, like, you can't just create a new world order. You can't just do that. But if you can create currencies that are accepted everywhere all the time, even if it's just not one currency, but it's all those currencies, like all the coins are always accepted everywhere, is so long as they're part of a federation that's insurance backed in some way. If you can change the currency to globalist, you can change all the policy to it, right? Because then you decide who does and doesn't accept what for money. And exchanging goods and services for money is what fucking life is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you think about that? Like you're into the crypto world, so I just want to know what your thoughts are.
Because the rumor is, Giorgio, that the U.S. government is going to have their own form of crypto.
They do already though. Like you get debit cards in the mail. That was their form of crypto, because like they're not giving people like actual like tangible cash. They're getting them like money that you can spend in different places. Different companies can apply to be accepted there or not accepted there.
But those credit cards are ultimately backed by dollars at some point, right?
But these are fake dollars from the U.S. government. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. It is still something that exists, right? At least in people's minds, they see a dollar bill in their head when they fucking make that credit card purchase. They see a dollar sign and numbers after it.
Right.
And if you can, that's still backed by the Federal Reserve. If it's something that's backed by a reserve that is global, like a blockchain, even if it's decentralized, then you can still control the point of sale, the POS, right? You can't control the crypto necessarily, but you can get rid of all the other dollar types and you can fucking control the point of sale and only allow certain people to do that. And then you do control the crypto.
So you're saying everything becomes decentralized and everything becomes open and you can trade on whatever currency you want, but then they're going to control what currencies are allowed to be to purchase? Like you'll have to purchase with this currency?
Yep. And then
And that's how they'll restrict you?
Yeah, and then regardless of whether or not they can control the blockchain, which we know they can't, but regardless of their ability to do that, they can't, right? Obviously, but regardless of their ability, they can still say we only accept Bitcoin, right? For the entire world, the world only accepts Bitcoin now, right? That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, but
and I see these governments
who can make that. Who can make that power? Like who can make that assumption? Like who can say that? Like
What do you mean?
If they already had enough power to say we're only accepting Bitcoin, then they would have already done that.
Well, I don't think so. No,
They wouldn't like need. Like,
you can't just do it over time. You have to create the crisis in which that fucking becomes a better solution than the crisis at hand.
I don't see like the people oppressing wanting to move to a different currency. They want to stay in the dollar. Like they want to. They don't want it to be. They want it to be digital.
I'm not talking about the people from the crypto side. I'm talking about the oligarchs that have the wink and a nod agreement across the world. These people that have shut down entire economies for fucking nothing. Like for what we know to be nothing. And the countries that didn't shut down completely are just fine. They have the exact same numbers that we did. You know what I mean? This is all bullshit. This whole time it was bullshit.
I think these are just like opportunistic people who have the money to then invest in these industries that profit.
No. I'm not talking about the crypto side. I'm talking about people in government who are intentionally trying to crash currencies like state currencies, U.S. currency, British currency, so on and so forth, until people have to go to the coins, right? And at that point, they can determine who does and doesn't accept which coins, because at some point somebody's got to have a reserve against that. If it's going to be a primary method of buying and selling goods that most people use, there's got to be a reserve currency, and there also has to be insurance, FDIC, right, in some way. And it's not going to be on the dollar, because the dollar in this scenario is gone, right?
Well, COVID itself pushed everybody into using credit cards, no more cash.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But again, that's still a dollar. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it'll still be the U.S. dollar. It won't, they'll control the means of which money is distributed and how you get it. You'll only get it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you won't be able to, like, trade goods and services with your friends. Like, they'll control when you get, like, your supple of the teat, and then that allows you to get resources. They don't need it to be something else.
So that's an interesting point. So you'll be able to trade ETH or something like that amongst your friends or local purchases, right? But then you have to transition to Bitcoin to do anything else, like major companies, right? Like that would be the way to centralize it again, even though it's decentralized.
That's still telling companies to turn down some sort of money.
Not necessarily at first, though, right? You're talking. You go from A to Z on this. Go A, B, C, like we're doing now. It's just this. It's just this. It's just this. These things pile on top of one another, right? So if it goes from the U.S. dollar crashing and us having to take drastic efforts on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is worth money everywhere in the world, just like the U.S. dollar is. It's not just because of the U.S. dollar that Bitcoin is worth money. That's not true. Right? It's not like a credit card.
Yeah,
so,
Venezuela's got it too. I mean, there's a ton of countries that have it.
I mean, everybody technically has it. So it's not like it just matters that the U.S. economy is doing well for that to do well, right? So you start with that. The economy collapses, the dollar collapses, stops being the world currency. Now Bitcoin in America, right? The government's going to start using Bitcoin. It's been whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Bitcoin, it's some coin, right? And then they start to slowly add little bits of legislation on top of that. And then other people in other countries in the UN fucking pushes it, and fucking EU does it, and that's a whole bunch of countries. And then all of a sudden, there's a single world goddamn currency. This is a very easy thing to do with enough time, like 15 years of
Okay,
crisis.
so you're saying that something is so convenient and so good to use, just pick a coin, and it starts working, and then everyone starts using it, and then all of a sudden everyone is using it, and now that everyone is using it, it is the global currency, and then you can manipulate it if you can.
And it just takes a few people, like Dan was saying, and a little bit of time.
We have that already with more steps.
Well, take Elon Musk, right? So 2 days ago, he was asking for McDonald's to take Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Um,
look, the Dogecoin shot up or whatever, and
Burger King said they would take it, by the way.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No shit.
They said something about being a king. Yeah, it was really funny. Burger King's Twitter is pretty good. Their food's not great, but their Twitter's good.
They're dumb not to take it because they're not paying you the market value of Doge. They're paying an aggregate inflated market value, and it'll be in their terms of service. So they'll make a transaction for you.
Yeah.
They'll process that. They'll turn it into USD.
And there'll be a fee.
Yes, there'll be a fee, or they'll say
There'll
because the
be
market
both.
is so volatile that they have to do this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So maybe I need to get out the Charlie Kelly, Pepe Sylvia board here and put a bunch of strings on it. But I don't know if you guys are following me. You seem to be following me a little bit.
I am, and I don't know what the answer is to it because
just think about. I'm going to say it really clearly, Giorgio. I'm high too, so we should be on the same level. Crash your current currency. Adopt new currency that is already by default a global currency, right? Those are relatively easy things to do.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
gold, I guess, could be.
We haven't been on the gold standard in fucking like 50 years.
No, but you can still. You can take gold bullion somewhere and turn it into whatever currency
what he's saying,
you want.
it can be anything you want.
We wouldn't do that.
I got gold coins in my house right now.
You do, and
really?
they're worth whatever the fuck somebody says they are, right?
Bring them on air. I want to see some gold coins.
He just wants to rob you. Don't bring him. But so you crash currencies globally, one after another. And remember, every time there's a fucking economic crash in America, it goes global. The housing market crash almost crippled the fucking global economy in 2008 and 9. So crash economies, adopt new thing, and then only accept one of the new things. And now all of a sudden you have a global currency standard, which is something that we've tried to avoid for the most part.
Yeah.
And then you lose all autonomy as a country. Let's say you have a revolution in a country that defeats whomever's in power, the CCP or whomever it is.
Don't we as the people have to vote that becomes our currency?
Dude, you've lost. Yeah, have you been in America? No. We're a representative republic.
And then who's to say that we can't just use other cryptocurrencies? They're there. We can do it now.
We could use them in places that aren't regulated to not use them, right? But if you want the infrastructure from the government, right? Like if they force you to pay taxes that way and you don't, and they start sending fucking foot soldiers after you, you have to use Bitcoin. You have to.
You can pay your taxes in
No.
currency.
You have to. If the government tells you, look at just what happened with these OSHA mandates. Those are OSHA mandates. Those aren't allowed. You can't push those through. But Congress could 100% vote to change our entire currency over to something else. And you don't think these motherfuckers will do it? Look at all the shit they voted to keep Afghanistan going all those years. $5 trillion. Iraq all those years. $5 trillion. That is a third of our debt. Like our third of our national debt got voted in by both Republicans and Democrats in the last 20 years.
Dan, you're saying our representatives would, without their constituents, like change the currency?
I'm saying they would fucking allow the economy to crash on purpose, right? And then they would fucking offer that up as a better solution. Like, we have to do this. And they would run the news on fucking CNN 24 hours a day. Like, you've got to do this, man, or otherwise, whatever the fuck.
So what you're saying is they're just going to keep giving people free money and printing more until...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think this is entirely...
Maybe I've caught on now.
I think it's entirely possible.
Well, we'll see if the FBI shows up at my house later.
Yeah, but I mean, look at what they did during COVID, right? It almost eliminated paper money and coins just because everybody had to use a card. To this day, whenever we go to stadiums,
there's a coin
shortage.
Coins are going away in America. This coin shortage, there's no reason there would be a coin shortage.
They just didn't want coins anymore.
They're removing them out of circulation now. That's what's really
Subway
happening.
doesn't take coins anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they have the whole sign up.
Gigi says bonds are dollar dominated. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of securities and stuff like that, and a lot of stuff that is dollar dominated now, right?
Yeah, the knock-on effects.
But if the economy, if the dollar collapses, then that shit is worthless.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't just crash the dollar without having huge, crazy knock-on effects that I think would affect these people or their businesses.
Exactly, it would have
that,
and that's exactly the fucking precipice.
Like the dollar is too big to fail.
No, it's not. It is. I promise you that's not true. But you need the precipice of absolute chaos, right? Before people will accept stupid shit like this. That's when it happens. 2 weeks, right, to flatten the curve, turned into 2 years.
Yeah.
People gave up 1/40th of their lives, spending it in their homes, afraid. And some people, like on the View the other day, these dumb bitches said, "I'm never going in public again without a mask on." Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's going to be a lot of people, by the way.
You don't think you can trick those people into doing stupid shit?
People in LA
When
were
they're
already
scared?
doing that anyways.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Yeah, that'll be part of the rest of our lives. By the way, you know who doesn't take Bitcoin? I wish they would. Is GhostBed.
Not yet.
.com/Drinkin Bros. Come on, GhostBed. Take Bitcoin. That'd be great. That way, when it goes real high, people will buy more mattresses. Right now, they got a 40% off bundle package, adjustable base, and a mattress. The adjustable base comes with a remote control. It's got flashlights on it, USB ports. Some people say you can see Jupiter on different months.
Well, if you stand in Alaska, you can see Russia.
Yeah. So you can see Jupiter from a GhostBed. So all you have to do is buy one, look out the window, and I think it's months June through September you can see Jupiter.
With your naked eye.
Yeah. You don't even need a telescope from a GhostBed.
No, you can see it in more months than that.
It's just part of the experience.
Yeah.
And again, NASA said that, not us. Okay?
Yeah, NASA called me this morning and said that. And I was like, how did you get my number? And they're like, we're NASA.
We're NASA. We have everyone's number.
On, bro.
And I've said this on another show, which is why I said the word again, is NASA is part of GhostBed. The technology you're getting is next level. I think bits of Buzz Aldrin after he dies are going to go inside the mattress.
Yeah, they're going to chunk him up and throw him in one of the mattresses for sure.
And wouldn't you love to have a Buzz Aldrin
Or it's like one billionth.
mattress?
One billionth of Buzz Aldrin is in every single mattress.
Yeah.
The only reason you wouldn't want one of those mattresses is if you don't believe in the moon landing, because then that thing's going to slap close.
Yeah, he'll
and
punch you
burn
right in the face.
Or you don't believe in Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of anti-Buzz people out
there will come a time where people don't believe in Buzz Aldrin anymore.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just a made-up asset from the government, man.
There's still a lot of people who don't believe we landed
Which is
on the
why
moon.
we should go back.
Exactly. And you can go back now by getting a GhostBed. You can stand on, now that you can see the moon 24 hours a day if you want to on the GhostBed. It goes through the sun, everything else, and you're good to go. Am I getting a contact high? Is that what's happening?
Don't
now?
stare into the sun, by the way.
Don't do it.
A lot of people have.
Don't do it.
Don't recommend it.
Don't recommend it. Unless it's in eclipse. Then go full board.
No.
It's the best
No,
time.
you'll die.
I would say don't do what these fascists tell you to do.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Get a ghost bed.
Trump
This
stared
is
directly into the sun.
This should be our strategy moving forward. Fox, like Tucker Carlson, should just get ahead of CNN and start reporting their news before them, and then they'll say the real shit because he's already said their fake shit.
Yeah.
Because it's the opposite, right?
Okay,
That's a
so
good strategy.
If you go ahead and buy a ghost bed, you can look into my eyes in that ghost bed. And what's the promo code, Ross?
It's ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. If you use the promo code Drinkin Bros, you get 30% off individual items if you want them. A weighted blanket, which is made from moon rocks. That's the weight. We found out that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We found that out really from NASA this morning, and
Yeah.
they said, look, that's
moon rocks like rocks from the moon, not the weed that I smoke.
correct.
So just to be,
And that's what weights it down. And that is all NASA, brother.
Yeah.
NASA technology at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 60-month pay-as-you-go program there. So you can buy a whole brand new goddamn bedroom set for $20, $25 a month. Do it, brother. It's your time. Next up, CNN is an acronym for the Clown News Network.
oh, I got to make that a shirt.
Yeah, you should. Write that down.
Brittany's in the chat. Brittany, make that a shirt. Clown News Network.
CNN editor-at-large Chris Cillizza wrote one of the most boot-looking articles in recent memory, further solidifying CNN's reputation as a propaganda outlet for the Democrats. The article was written in response to Biden calling Fox's Peter Doocy a stupid son of a bitch. Decent Biden, 40% of a Biden. After Doocy questioned the former vice president about the political impact of inflation. In the article by Cillizza, the author performs Olympic levels of mental gymnastics to make the case that no matter what Biden said to the press, Trump was worse. Early on, the article states, this is just the sort of tempest in the teapot that Washington obsesses over and that the voter couldn't care less about, which means we shouldn't linger too long on this episode. Look, Trump has said this, everybody's said this. I actually don't have a fucking problem with Biden saying this shit. Like, I really don't care. If he we say it all the time to people.
Here's how it goes in the news. Walking through the halls of Congress, Dick Cheney, who is a piece of shit, tells one of the members of Congress to go fuck themselves. Right. And then a couple years later, Joe Biden says this is a big fucking deal, hot mic'd about the Affordable Care Act. Mm-hmm. Then Trump says, stupid son of, or sleepy son of a bitch, I think he said about Chuck Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, or tired son of a bitch or something. And then this one. So it just depends on who's in office, whether it's good or not. And that's how you know they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And for me, I don't care about any president, any political figure saying son of a bitch
do what
or
you
to
want.
go and fuck themselves.
We need to have somewhere between the English House of Commons and the Japanese Parliament. Like, I don't need full-on sword fights and shit, but I want a little bit more than old men talking shit. Like, every now and again, there should be a bit of a scuffle and no consequences.
Yeah.
Like, every now and again, two dudes getting in a fight, or a dude and a woman, if you want to pick a proxy from your party to fight her, I guess. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Or just trans yourself out.
It's one of those Eastern European countries. I feel like you always get videos of their parliament.
Oh, they fuck
punching
each other up,
in the
dude.
face.
And
Yeah.
why would that not be okay? Like, that's a very heated environment.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a locker room. You're going to have some fucking fights sometimes. Just let it happen.
That's
dude.
what I say.
And put it on TV, please, because I want to watch.
We want to watch and we want to jack off to it.
Either way,
That's the end game.
Chris Cillizza is a giant piece of shit.
Yes.
Right? I mean, he is, man, just a fucking dummy. Just a dummy. A couple of days ago when, it was what I was talking about on Tucker, when fucking, when Biden said that stupid shit. Cillizza, and then Psaki comes out the next day, like, oh, I didn't really mean it that way, whatever.
Yeah.
But before then, the next day, within like hours, Cillizza and some other dickhole have been like, yeah, that's right, fuck yeah. And then they try to pretend like that wasn't real. Like, you fucking kidding me?
He goes on in this article to say the president said something he shouldn't have said. Donald Trump regularly berated and belittled members of the media and never once apologized.
He was good at it, though, and he did it while the conversation was still happening. Yeah. Right? Like, the reporters they were still engaged in a conversation. Like, that one woman She was like, I'm not prepared or something like that. And he goes, yeah, you never are.
I
Go
mean,
ahead. Go ahead
ahead.
with your question. You know what I mean? Like he was talking shit. That's talking shit. Talking shit's fine, right? But doing it when the dude's walking out the door, come on, bro.
And here's the
shit's
thing,
weak.
I don't even have a problem with it, to be honest with you.
No, I don't care. Who cares?
Hey,
I don't know why everybody's all bent out of shape about this.
I don't know. I'd like it's.
I mean, I think Peter Ducey does, to be fair, troll the fuck out of Biden quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he probably
But there
hates him.
was half of CNN trolling Trump every goddamn day.
But
So
yeah, for sure. But it would have been funny if he was less like uppity about it. If he was like, yeah, that's what I want, more inflation, asshole.
Yeah.
Like that would have been funny. I would have laughed if he had said that. The way he did it was just weak. That's my problem with it. I don't have a problem with the substance, just the style.
you just wanted him to go full on into camera. You're a stupid son of a bitch, Peter. You can go fuck yourself. Now that would have been awesome.
Yeah, and then add on like an actual insult, like nice tie, fuck face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Way to go. I bet you fuck missionary. That's the only style you fuck in. Something like that would have been fun.
I'll find out.
Find out. You know what else is fun is liquid IV. God damn it, man.
I need some. I'm dehydrated right now.
Drinking the shit out of this. Best in the biz. My kids even drink it now.
They should.
They put it in water. So my kid goes to this sports academy thing after school.
It's hard to get a fucking kid to drink water.
It is. This is the only way you can get
But
children
this
to
is
drink
delicious.
water.
This stuff is delicious, man. And it also, I mean, you get the scientific benefits too of CTT.
He asked for watermelon every day, and that's one of my favorites. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Give him the ones you don't like.
No, watermelon's actually my favorite.
No,
but
that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to steer him over
Yeah.
into other ones that I'm like, hey man, the watermelon's not for you.
Yeah,
brother.
I've heard the watermelon's only for adults. Actually.
Yeah, it's not for children, but it's for everyone. I feel like this is just almost too easy to read this ad because it's like we drink it every day. I've had a pack of this every morning. I think for 4.5 years, 5 years.
I rarely miss a day.
I had it at my neighbor's house after we were super fucking hungover after a party. He's like, dude, you'll snap back to life. I didn't believe it. I actually did, and I drink it every single day. Basically, what you do is you throw a stick in 16 ounces of water. Boom, you're double hydrated, like right that. It's amazing. Like
yeah, when Jack came over to shoot that Grinch thing that we did over the holidays, he is hungover from the day before.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gonna be okay for this? He goes, yeah. I'm like, here, drink this. He goes, oh, what's this? Just fucking drink it, dude.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes later, he's like, oh shit.
Popped
I
up.
feel better. I'm like, yeah,
you do.
That's how it works.
It's-
Grape is good. Tommy Costello. I just got some.
Grape just came out, dude. I plowed through that grape flavor in
Yeah.
like 10 seconds. Man.
Grape is really good.
Grape is great. The watermelon. I got caramel apple yesterday.
Yeah, I got some of that.
So I just tried that. It's amazing. B3, B5, B6, B12 vitamins and vitamin C. Now, look, you've seen this everywhere. You can grab it nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use the promo code DrinkinBros at checkout. And that's 25% off anything that they have there. And they've got a ton of shit there.
Yeah.
Just use the promo code DrinkinBros at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com. Promo code DrinkinBros gets you 25% off. I know it's in Costco. I know it's in Walmart and all those spots, but they will not give you 25% off just by screaming out the promo code DrinkinBros. Next up, Quebec is governed by authoritarian assholes. Starting next week, residents of Quebec will have to show proof of vaccination to enter big box stores with a surface area greater than 1,500 square meters. Is that real?
Yeah.
Fucking
That's
A,
not the
dude.
only thing. I mean, Quebec is going pretty far.
Why? Even did you see Denmark yesterday? They're all done with all the everything, mask, everything. They're like, dude, we're done with all of this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the entire country of Canada that was losing its mind.
Yeah, they've been under this crazy lockdown for over 2 years now.
Yeah, even in Ontario, until people completely freaked the fuck out about it, you couldn't take your dog out for a walk after like 9 p.m. or some shit. They had a curfew at your own home. Like you couldn't go outside and walk in your own neighborhood. Away from everybody else, you couldn't even go outside.
I saw that couple that got arrested for taking their dog out.
Yeah, the police ran into them while they were walking the dog, and they were like, "Hey, fucking whatever," and then they showed up at the dude's house later, gave him a ticket.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then there's I know a lot of you are probably following this. We actually have some Canadians in the audience here right now, but there is a massive protest going on right now. Over 50,000 truck drivers have driven their rigs to Ottawa, and about 1.4 million people, in addition to that, are on their way there to demand the resignation of Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, speaking of which,
But he just won an election, so I don't know if that's going to fucking work.
No, but we got a bunch of Canadians in the chat here. Rodzilla, the Cut Man, which is a sweet username, says, thank you for giving us endless entertainment on base in Vancouver. Absolutely. And any chance we're going to get the seltzer in Canada eventually? Great
Escape
show.
Canada while you can.
Yeah, and this is his username is Trudeau's blackface.
Yeah, if you go on Twitter, you can find millions of pictures of Justin Trudeau in blackface.
Yeah, tons.
Because,
Tons.
GoFundMe hasn't cut them off yet, so they're just holding the funds. They've raised about $5.5 million, these truckers. But for what? Like GoFundMe is going to make them prove that it's going somewhere and not just to them.
So tell everybody this story, because Elon Musk just tweeted this out that he says, I love Canadian truckers. What are they going through right now that people are asking for a GoFundMe?
Canada and the United States have both passed laws that across the border you got to be vaccinated if you're a trucker, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like any cross-border commerce, which happens thousands and thousands of times every single day, those very high-paying jobs are now only available to certain people, right?
Got it. And so you got to be vaccinated?
Yes. So there's about 50,000 Canadian trucks on the way. They're going to build like the longest truck convoy in history and then drive to Ottawa, and about 1.4 million people are supposed to descend on the city.
No shit.
Yeah.
When is that taking place?
That's a good question. I don't know. I have to look that up.
Yeah, because everybody's tweeting about it. I was surprised to see Elon Musk.
Ottawa's population, by the way, is right at 1 million. So 1.4 additional million people are showing up. That would be like 1.5 million people showing up to Austin, basically.
That'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
It would
crazy.
be like ACL times 5. So
My God.
good luck moving. Like they're going to shut the entire city down. I would be very surprised if this doesn't end badly, to be honest.
Yeah, but to my knowledge, Canadian, like, they don't have a lot of guns there.
Let's see. Mark Tyson,
That's
the two
dope.
S's.
I hope that's his real name.
Yeah, January 29th, he says.
Oof,
So.
that's coming out. It's 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. Shit, dude. I would do it on a Monday, I think, to shut down everything.
The police chief of Ottawa went on television and is concerned about where the people will eat and use the bathroom. Yeah, it's going to be a complete shit show.
On the ground.
I think they should set up an autonomous zone.
Yeah.
The entire city of Ottawa.
That's true. Where are you going to put all this fucking... Where are they going to shit?
In the back of the trucks.
Or in the snow?
Yeah, it is pretty snowy up there right now.
Take a fucking hard deuce in the snow, and then you could wipe your ass with a...
What's really going to
Snowball
happen is
stores.
they're going to fucking break into stores and shit, probably. Although they're conservative, so they probably won't break into stores. They'll ask
They're
politely.
too nice, yeah.
They'll ask politely
They're
to
too
go
nice.
into stores.
I can't see Canada getting down like that.
Donovan Bird says he lives in Ottawa, but he's going to set up a tent out in the woods.
That's
for that.
cool.
I don't blame you. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did not a lot of gun ownership up there, but, you can do a lot of damage with a lot of people.
What's the weather like in Ottawa, Bob?
Let's see what it's going to be on Saturday.
Yeah, see what it's going to be on Saturday, because that's where things would get tricky.
Let's see. Saturday, it's going to be between 8 and minus 12.
But only partly cloudy.
Yeah, no precipitation. So.
Okay, good.
It's snowing today.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, where do you go? Because I was looking at, we remember we did the story about that snowstorm in Virginia, where Tim Kaine got stuck.
Yeah,
in traffic.
On 95 or some shit.
Yeah, and people were pissing and shit in the streets. Then imagine 1.4 million people. That's a lot of fucking human waste. And then what happens when you run out of gas? And
They
shit?
should just all go to the fucking wherever it is Justin Trudeau lives, whatever their version of the White House is, and just shit on the fucking lawn.
Yeah, that'd be a nice.
By
thing.
the time the next guy gets in there, the grass will be real nice.
That'll be pristine.
Yeah.
Speaking of pristine, we got a new sponsor on board here, Lucy. Look, we're all adults here, and I know some of us choose to use nicotine to relax, focus, or just unwind after a long day. Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum, lozenges, and pouches for adults who are looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine. It's a new year. Why not start it out by switching to a new nicotine product you can feel good about? It's better than smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, for sure.
They got gum, and they got the pouches as well.
And they've got a lozenge as well. if
Yeah.
you're into that sort of thing.
And I know if you listen to, like, dude, Matt does this all the time, and so does, like, Aubrey Marcus and stuff. They'll take some nicotine gum just to fucking get it popping for the day. Get those fucking engines fired up. That's why we use it. If you enjoy using nicotine, you should definitely check out Lucy's products at lucy.co. That is lucy.co. Use the promo code DrinkinBros at checkout. Also, I have to read this disclaimer. Warning, the product contains nicotine. In case you didn't know already. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Remember, if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code DrinkinBros. Look, Lucy's been huge forever. This is one of those companies it's not new, kids. You can certainly trust all of their products there. We've had friends use these for years, and when they hit us up, we're like, dude, absolutely. Fire away. Speaking of fire away, the smoking gun at the border. We've been talking about this for quite a while now, but the weird shit Biden's been doing at the border keeps getting weirder, Dan. Leaked video shows migrants being transported on secret charter flights under the cover of night from southern border states to Westchester, New York. Why Westchester?
Small airport. Well, we're going to find out. Rob, you want to pull that video up and play it? You got that loaded up? We're going to find out. So basically, we got some body cam footage of a defense contractor discussing that.
Okay.
Right? And it's happened there at the small airports. But we see that a lot. We see them coming in the small airport. I think they probably got too much flack from all the people walking around with those manila envelopes in actual airports.
Yeah.
Like they probably just got seen so much that they fucking brought it back down a little bit.
Well, a lot of people were posting pictures, especially after you were one of the first people to post it. I think you and Alex Jones, to be honest with you.
No, it was James Klug is the
That's
first
right.
place I saw
yeah,
it.
but we had him on the show, and he
Yeah.
was the one that was showing
Yeah.
us here.
Yep.
Bob, did you get locked out? No. Okay, you want to play that video?
Yeah, didn't you already have it pulled up? It's a Twitter video. I think Giorgio actually found. Yeah, that's it right there.
There you go.
So put that up and play the whole
Boom,
thing.
pop that up on the screen.
It's like a couple minutes, I think. Oh, this is a short one.
No, I get it. I just, like I said,
stuff that we don't tell people because what we don't want to do is attract attention. We don't want the media.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know where we're going when they tell us.
yeah, obviously.
I get the whole secrecy and all this, but this is even about my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's laughing about it, man. And he's like, is this real?
You know what I mean?
And why? You know why?
You know why?
Yeah, I know, but why?
Look who's in office.
Yeah.
That's why. Come on.
No, but
Look who's in office.
What's the big secret? Everybody knows it's happening.
You know why? Because if it gets out, the government's betraying the American people. You don't tell them where they're going.
Why? So why hasn't this news story gotten more coverage? Is what I don't understand.
I mean, it's on Fox today, but CNN damn sure isn't going to run this.
No.
And neither is MSNBC or any other legacy media outlets.
Where is AOC? Why is she not there meeting the plane at least?
To cry.
Yeah, just to cry for them getting off of a private
She's probably still
plane.
in Miami. Has she made a public appearance that she got COVID from running around
No,
unmasked?
she has not. What do you think?
Is she getting body doubled right now?
Is she
They're-
gonna die from COVID? Did she die?
They're putting Hillary Clinton's brain into her body.
Maybe.
That could
Maybe.
be rough.
Yeah. I don't understand this. This is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen.
That's a PJ, by the way.
Yeah,
That's not a commercial airline that's being
No.
contracted. It's certainly not a military aircraft. That was a PJ.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody's rich buddy is fucking illegally transporting illegal immigrants across this country in the dead of night, and their own employees are saying it's because, one, we don't want anybody to know why, because we're betraying the U.S. people.
Yeah.
That's not great.
No, it's not great.
You know who happened to be on that plane, by the way?
Who?
Were
Hulk Hogan?
members of MVM Inc., which I've done an entire show about a year ago.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, same company that's been transporting children, illegal immigrant children who were separated from their parents to Southwest Keys, who's been bilking the government and raping children for years.
Yeah.
Right? It's this whole giant circle fuck. Never seen anything like this before in my life. It's wild. The guy that got this video originally is running for governor in New York now. And
No shit.
That's the only reason it came out. He put in a FOIA request back in the day, and finally it came through. And this is what he got from it. And those employees are MVM Inc. Those guys.
No shit.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it's weird to me. If you're out there and you're working in some kind of job where you've got a security clearance and you think that's cool, you're working it for the federal government, you think that's cool. If you're doing shit like this, then fuck you, buddy. Right up your fucking fat ass. That guy's like laughing about it. Like, can you believe it? Like, yeah, I can believe it because your stupid ass is standing here doing it. If people like him would say no, then it wouldn't get done. That's how it works. We get the government we fucking pay for.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because when I see this video, what is to stop that guy from saying, no, turn this fucking plane around or round up all these people?
I mean, who would he turn them into, though? Like, who do you call? Biden's FBI? So he can spy on the Trump campaign?
But
you know what I mean?
And so devil's advocate here, when you see something like this, clearly it didn't seem like he'd ever seen anything like this. What do you do? And what should you do in that
What
case?
he did, like, turn your body cam on, fucking put it on the internet.
And was he just a normal police officer?
I think he was security guard.
Okay.
Actually, for that airport.
No shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're contracted through a government entity or not, or if there's a private contractor.
No wonder the Hodge twins were so depressed yesterday about
Yeah.
their goddamn. Look, it keeps getting worse and worse. You know, you can make yourself feel better by getting some of this DB merch, hats, T-shirts. Everything is in the store. The Bro Box is for sale right now. Pop up the Bro Box, Bob. Put it on screen. Let's see it, brother. Boom. Look at that Bro Box. I've ordered it already. All you do is you punch in your shirt size. Each month, you're going to get a brand new shirt and some other item of our choosing that'll be shipped to your house. There'll be challenge coins in it and everything else. $39.99 for the box. And boom, you're good to go. I ordered one just because I don't even own that shirt.
Yeah, it's the only way to get the shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's also every month one box is going to have a golden ticket in it, and you're going to get whatever the fuck we want you to get.
something weird.
Yeah, so it's this month. It's I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's not a huge deal. But they're going to be like the golden ticket is going to eventually earn you things like signed merchandise from us, free seltzer should you be 21 or older, maybe a ghost bed.
Yeah.
We'll see. And then also in the list is a trip that we'll pay for you to come out and go to an event with us or some shit like that. So it's going to be a nice little fucking treat.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing.
If you're into that sort of thing. And then Giorgio, is he back there? Giorgio, pop open that video. They sent us of the canning too.
Rob, will you swap over?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan had to go to the bathroom. I had to pop in the Dan seat real quick, but I got
He's dumping out.
It's
Yeah,
already up, Rob. So
he
just swipe
got
through,
he got contact Crohn's.
like
Yeah.
for the desktops,
Yeah,
like
from the
2-finger swipe.
He's got real Crohn's, actually.
No, he got
doesn't need
contact
going.
McDonald's
Oh,
and his
from the
Crohn's
thing,
acted
from
up.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other way. There it is.
There it is,
There
boom.
it is. Boom.
Pop it open. Play it. There we go. There it is, kids. It's getting canned as of this morning. There it is. Look at that. hardafseltzer.com. Pop in your email, and we'll just give you updates of where it's being sold at, city, state, all that stuff in the online orders. But it's all real.
Yeah, and we have a guy right off camera. He prays for each can as it goes out.
Yeah, so it's got a
So,
personal blessing on
yeah.
each can.
Is that the blue raspberry?
It is.
Oh,
It's the
man.
blue raspberry.
You
It's
know
really good.
For the sake of transparency, because Dan won't tell you this, but I'm going to be real. He is reading from the Quran, so I just want everyone to
It's
know
fine.
that.
It's fine. We just wanted to blaspheme one last time before the cans got out. Remember when fucking Khabib got mad about the guy? He was like, Connor, congratulations on your whiskey. And then he said, salam alaikum to him. He goes, you can't say that after saying whiskey. Like, all right, cool, man. You want to fight or what? Like, what are we doing here? Are you on a fucking religious tour, fuckface? Shut up and grow some more cauliflower ears.
Asaikum salam, right?
But
Alaikum assalam.
how tall is Khabib, by the way?
It's like
I saw
5'8".
5'8", 5'9", probably 5'9".
He's a little man. I saw a picture of him this morning, and I was like, holy shit. He's smaller than I thought he was.
All of these dudes are tiny.
Yeah, they look bigger in the ring. Maybe it's that hat, that huge Russian hat that he wears.
He's 155 pounds when
No,
he
it's because
fights.
he only stands next to other people that are the same size as him.
Well, I think he wears
Inaccurate,
that
smaller.
huge, giant hat too, to throw people off the thing.
He's been hanging out with Hezbollah a lot too, so I think he's going to sign him to Eagle Fights or whatever the fuck it is.
They were the photo that I saw yesterday. They
Look at him.
were promoting something. Yeah.
Habib's 5'10", by the way.
Oh, pop that picture up of him and the kid. Look at
Hezbollah.
that.
He's not
Yeah.
a kid.
Now he's like 19, right?
Shut the
He is.
fuck up.
He's 19. You didn't know that?
No, I've only seen him speak in different languages, and everybody treats him like a kid. He's 19 years old.
Yeah. I really want to just
Where
like
the fuck have I been?
pay a prostitute to like walk up to him on a playground and start just like making out with him. Like
Yeah.
in front of like a ton of like wine.
Oh,
bottles.
it would shock everybody's mind. It would shock me.
Like, why is that not in Jackass?
Like Hezbollah is for sure not a virgin. So like whoever's fucked him is
He's
by
like a
definition like a pedophile, right?
I don't know. He's a really devout Muslim, so maybe he's still a
What
virgin.
word
The
did you
kid?
say? A havout?
Yeah.
Devout.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on here? There's no way you're higher than I am.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
I've been
think he
smoking
is.
since I woke up this morning.
And he had the land, air, and sea today.
I
so
think it's a cross contamination from the land, air, and
I
sea.
wouldn't put it past him, to be honest with you. Like,
It's a lot of sodium.
Craig,
a lot of sodium.
Craig Butterman says he heard Dan Crenshaw ordered a bro box.
Did he?
Maybe we should put a fucking glass eye in there or something.
That'll be if he gets the golden ticket.
If
we
he got
would
a
put
golden,
glass
if
eye
he
in
got
there.
a golden ticket, man, he would be like Charlie's grandfather. He would run. For the first time in years, he would actually get up out of bed
Just pop right up,
with his
spring
fucking
right up.
with his fucking coke nail. Probably regrow his eye too. Fuck Dan Crenshaw.
Next up, China ruins the ending of Fight Club.
Usually, I'm actually pissed. It's funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like the North Korean. Remember the interview? Mm-hmm. Or any of the sketches from 30 Rock where Kim Jong, who was it? Margaret Cho played Kim Jong-il or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he would make these commercials about how he's the best basketball player in the world. He scored like 105 points. It was 105-0 final score. Mm-hmm. That shit's really funny to me, and that's what this is. Like there's no way people fucking in China believe this.
No. I think they. Well, here's the thing.
It's been out since 1999, man. What the fuck? Did they just now change the ending?
I think they haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, they have the internet. I mean, look, they have.
I don't know, but if the
China's
internet's
got
controlled.
China's got its own internet for sure, but you can't hide everything, right? You can't. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
People
Fight Club
know.
might have slipped through the cracks.
It might have slipped through the cracks.
Fight Club
Yeah.
did not slip through the cracks. By the way, Fight Club isn't necessarily an it's almost pro-communist in a way. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's anti-capitalist.
yeah, it's definitely anti-capitalist. I feel like they should have just written a sequel to it,
Yeah.
right? And then bought Brad Pitt. You can buy him.
You can buy Brad Pitt. But here's the weirder thing is this ending that they decided to go with is closer to the book than the actual ending in the movie was. So many people have had disagreements over whether the ending of Fight Club was better in the book or the movie. China decided to settle it once and for all by saying they were both terrible and completely rewriting it to fit their own authoritarian worldview. I will say this, the writer, though, said, hey, this is closer to my book than what the movie did, the American movie did.
Chuck Palahniuk. I haven't read the book since like I was deployed. That was a lot. That was 15 years ago. How does it end in the book? I don't remember.
I have no idea. Does he not kill himself or his
He doesn't-
alter ego?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Did the two
I don't think they blew up the shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you need that big visual. Who directed that?
Shit, that was...
Was it Michael Bay?
No, it was Fincher.
Oh, it was Fincher?
It was
David
Fincher.
Fincher?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. In the
Great
new,
movie.
Yeah. In the new ending, just before the explosions, the movie pauses and an overlay displays a message that reads, through the clue provided by Tyler, the police rapidly figured out the world plan and arrested all criminals, successfully preventing the bombs from exploding.
So there's no video of this happening. So yeah, there it
That's
is.
it
It's
right
on
there.
screen though. So you can imagine, like if somebody, let's say somebody told you that your wife was cheating on you,
Yeah.
right? And they showed a video of her walking around in public and then meeting some guy, and it just cuts to black and it says, and then they fucked. Would you believe that? I mean, the font would have to be pretty strong
Yeah.
for me to believe that.
Definitely not a Helvetica or something like that.
No, and for our audio listeners, it goes on to say, after the
Jesus
trial,
Christ.
Tyler was sent to a lunatic asylum receiving psychological treatment. He was just discharged from the hospital in 2012.
So the book ending splits the difference between the U.S. film and the Chinese version.
Correct.
The book ending is essentially he shoots himself like in the movie, and then wakes up in a hospital and thinks he's in heaven, and then some orderlies come up and they're like, "Hello, sir. Like, we're from Project Mayhem. We're still doing shit."
Dope. That's actually a better ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they should have done it in the movie like that, and then there's some scene where he maybe remembers the explosion, like you know how he like the flashes that happen where he's seeing Ed Norton versus Brad Pitt's character. That would have been a way better movie. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the goddamn book.
They always
Chuck
do.
Palahniuk's the man, by the way. Don't fuck with his shit.
They always do, man.
Did you read his other book, Choke?
Yeah, I actually watched the movie too. It's good.
Yeah,
Both
great
are good. Yeah. Ethan Plumlee's in that, right?
Yep.
And Sam Rockwell.
Sam
yeah.
Rockwell,
Really
yeah.
good fucking movie. Yeah.
Next
And
up.
Sam Rockwell, by the way, one of the better people at playing dirtbags. I fucking love that dude as a
he's
dirtbag.
great.
Like
He's
that
great.
movie Matchstick Men was horrible, but he was fucking. I like it when he's a piece of shit.
He's won an Oscar. He's great at playing pieces.
Wait,
of
what did
shit.
he win an Oscar for?
It was 3 years ago. It was a movie with Frances McDormand.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That's it.
Oh, I've
the
never
worst
heard-
title for a movie of all time.
never heard of that.
I'm one of like 4 people who've seen it.
Yeah, it's Neil McDonough, the same guy who did.
Yeah, I know Neil McDonough.
What was his one great movie? In Bruges.
Well, yeah.
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 In
With
Bru-
Colin
well,
Farrell, yeah.
Yeah. 7 Psychopaths is whatever I thought.
I like Seven Psychopaths.
In Bruges is Head and Shoulders.
Neil
my
McDonough
opinion.
was in. He was in fucking Band of Brothers, man.
Not the same guy.
Not the same guy.
Oh, it's a different Neil McDonough. How
yeah.
could there be 2 Neil McDonoughs?
So you've got to put
Like in SAG.
You got to put a 2 next to your name, like a Roman numeral. So you can do it, or you can add
Martin
initial.
Martin McDonough.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Neil
way
McDonough.
to fuck us,
I know.
dude.
I'll kill myself.
Put Neil McDonough up on the screen right now. Give him some respect. He's an adult man who still has blonde hair. That is a rarity.
Yeah.
In your 40s or 50s. Oh, maybe he doesn't have that much hair anymore. There it is.
Yeah,
Put him
but
up
he
on
was
screen.
he's been in a lot of shit.
Tons of shit.
Band of Brothers.
Look at that. Look at that guy. So he went gray. Okay.
It's Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. You were wrong in every way a person could be wrong.
Bob, show yourself out, okay? Show yourself out.
I'm actually a little upset about that.
All right. Next up, man receives cocaine-fueled pig heart
Oh.
in groundbreaking surgery. U.S. surgeons transplanted a genetically modified pig heart into a living human earlier this month, marking the first time in history the procedure has been carried out successfully. To keep the modified heart beating during the lengthy operation, surgeons used a mixture of drugs featuring an ingredient people have used for decades to keep the party going. I'm talking about cocaine.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Isn't it?
But so prior to the operation, the surgeons had to get permission from the DEA to allow them to use the drug. Cocaine was only one of the drugs used in the cocktail, which also included other ingredients such as cortisol, which is a stress hormone, protein, and adrenaline, which is,
Yeah. Cortisol is stress.
man, they fucking went full Pulp Fiction on this
Yeah,
pig heart
dude.
in the middle of this dude's chest. Holy shit. I didn't even know this was possible.
The best is this line here from the director of the cardiac xenotransplantation at the University of Maryland Medical Center. Here's what he told Vice. The cocaine name pops out because everybody thinks, oh my God, what is cocaine doing in here? Now, the reason that makes me laugh is I've never asked that question in my entire life. Oh my God, what is cocaine doing here?
Yeah, but I mean, if you were in a surgeon's fucking operating room, you probably would ask.
Nobody does more cocaine than surgeons
No, I mean
or heart doctors.
Yeah, but if it would be different if it was in a fucking if it was wrapped up in a vial versus just powder on a table. If it was
Yeah.
powder on a table, that's fine. The reason they probably use cocaine, by the way, is because it's an analgesic and a stimulant at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it makes your fucking shit numb.
There was I'm not going to say which state, but there was a prominent heart surgeon. One of the first times I saw somebody just absolutely pile driving fucking booger sugar was a prominent heart surgeon. And I was like, Jesus
Stressful
Christ.
job, man.
That's what he said. I was like, I go, hey man, how's work? And he goes, this is how work is. And just absolutely, I mean, just crushed rail. And I was like, I asked him why. I was like, why? What's the most stressful part about it? And he goes, dude, you're going to lose 60% of those patients.
Right.
And he goes, that's on your conscience every fucking day.
Well, look, it looks like so the mixture played an integral part in the success of the operation as previous attempts to keep the hearts beating failed within the first 48 hours. So that I assume they were using machines to keep the heart beating, and then when they tried to take it off, it just wouldn't keep going. So it seems like what they did this time was use machines and then maybe wean it off the machine and fucking use cocaine.
Yeah.
And then probably wean them off the cocaine once the heart starts beating on its own. That's not a fucking dumb idea.
Do they wake the people up and let them snort it?
I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do. The next time I see somebody in a cardiac arrest, I'm blowing coke up their nose. Big time. I've actually done that. One of my buddies was sleeping one time, and I blew a huge fucking rail of coke up right up his nose.
Oh, God.
Right on the inhale, too. He was being a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, well, hungover, I'm fucking hungover.
Yeah.
Took Xanax. I don't care. Blew coke up his nose. He was
Blasted
up then.
him. Yeah, he was awake then.
Yeah,
Wide
and
awake.
I from then on, I knew that I wanted to be a doctor.
Pop that picture up of Neil McDonough one more time. God, that's frightening.
Yeah.
You picked the most frightening picture of Neil McDonough.
Yeah, why didn't you get him in uniform, like in Band of Brothers? He looked good back then.
No.
I think you're just afraid of how deep blue those eyes are.
He does have very pretty eyes.
They're deep, but with those veneers, that's not the Neil McDonough.
I don't like wide smiles either. I don't trust any smile. It looks like this is less of a smile and him trying to show me his teeth, which in the animal kingdom means he's trying to start some shit with me. So Neil McDonough, if you're out there, go fuck yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
How about that?
The other part about it, too, is with veneers like this, nobody ever gets the size right. Clooney is the only person who actually got the size right. You got to go a size smaller than you think. You really do on those veneers. Otherwise, it just takes up half your mouth. I don't think he's intentionally smiling, Dan. I just don't think he can close
Well, it
his
might
mouth
be the
properly.
Botox, too, because he's got 1.5 miles of fucking forehead right there.
Well,
You got to keep that, you got to keep it taut. Taut. Otherwise, you can see the liver spots.
pop up a picture of Kenny Rogers towards the end.
Oh,
that
boy.
that was a facelift.
It's just a picture of a fucking fried chicken breast from KFC. That's what he looked like.
It was rough towards the end there because his eyes were just wide open. There they are. That's a great picture, Bob.
He's just looking past you.
I was wondering if he could sleep
It looks like his eyes are fucking black holes and they're sucking his face. into
permanently
them.
open. Yeah. He facelifts. No need either. You're Kenny fucking Rogers.
Get old, bro.
You're Kenny Rogers. R.I.P.
Eh,
I hate to talk about the dead.
fuck him.
But whatever.
No, Kenny was a good guy, I hear, right?
Yeah,
The
I haven't
people
heard a
didn't-
bad story about
yeah.
Kenny. I'm surprised. The only one that I was surprised by is that Dolly Parton. That he never fucked Dolly Parton. You know, one would have
I wonder
figured
why.
after all those years
wonder
that he would
why.
have slid a fucking roaster in there, Kenny Rogers roaster inside it. Dolly Parton, for Christ's sakes.
Maybe she's intimidating.
She's never not hot. I think she's turned 75.
She's richer than any of her colleagues.
Oh, yeah.
Like by far. Like anybody she came up with in the music business or people that were in entertainment in other ways, she's so much richer than they are.
As a songwriter.
As a songwriter and buying land. A lot of it. She has fucking like a lot of money.
Dolly World,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, I'm not talking about Dolly World. I don't even know if that's still a thing.
Oh, it is.
But she owns quite a bit of land.
Great
In
establishment.
the southeast.
Great establishment.
It's her. It's going to be her versus Bill Gates in the end. They're going to be the only two landowners in America.
My money's on Dolly. I think she just turned 75. But look that up, Giorgio. You specifically, Giorgio, because I know that's your age range. And Dolly Parton would be a good one. She wrote
would.
I Will Always Love You, the Whitney Houston song.
Fucking Islands in the Stream, bro.
know.
That's her and Kenny, right?
Her and K. Raj, dude. Yeah.
She is 76 years old. I mean, she's still got the rack, the lips, the money.
The whole shit. The whole shit.
Good for her.
You think that beav is waxed
Yeah. She takes care of herself.
at 76?
She has to.
She probably got it lasered years ago.
Yeah.
Georgia's gonna work that thing 6 to 9.
Nailed it. Working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Hard to make a living working.
There it is.
It's about prostitution.
It is. The whole song's about prostitution and the Holocaust.
Well, there's a little bit of Holocaust.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Today's-
Mostly towards the end.
Today's Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Nope.
Dan. It is. Yeah. That's
Well,
it.
I'd completely forgotten.
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
About the Holocaust? No. No one's forgotten about it.
Just they're making sure you remember. It's trending on Twitter right now. So, Dan, just take a moment, take a beat, and think about it. Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week. This is a sad one today. This is not submitted by anybody, but we have private Facebook groups for Drinkin' Bros. Almost every city, almost every sport you could think of. Fitness, dads, Drinkin' Bros. The main page got taken down and we put it back up as m.a.i.c .n, and that's the way to get. We got back, I think, 18,000 followers out of 110,000, 120,000, whatever it was. I don't know why Facebook took down a private group like that. All the rest are still up. One of the most famous people in all of these groups was a dude who was affectionately known as Korean Jesus. And he was crazy. He was always doing shot trains with everybody. He was fun. He was a fucking blast of a dude. And we just found out that he passed away a couple of days ago. Chicago don't really know the cause of death yet, but the guy was an absolute fucking blast and one of the best members of Drinkin' Bros. And he'd been in the group for years and years and years, and we got a bunch of DMs and messages about it. So shout out to you. You were always a fucking fun dude, and I hope he died in a fun way. Like Pastrana. I thought Travis Pastrana was going to die the other day.
Yeah, no
and
shit.
that would have been a fun way. If Travis died in that way, you'd be like, of course.
I mean, that's probably the way he will. He does crazy shit all the time, but I don't know no word on how any of this stuff happened. But
No.
yeah, he was a cool guy. He's been around since we've been around.
Oh, shit, Lloyd Burke is here. Lloyd just popped in. Do you know how Korean Jesus died? Well, we're live on air. Yeah, I don't either, but hopefully he was partying or doing something fun, you know? Either way, he's our drinking bro of the week. We love you, and we miss you, man. Lloyd, we'll chat with you in a second. Everybody hop on over to Drinkin' Bros Sports. We will be live in 20 minutes with Brian Urlacher, superstar, Hall of Famer from the Chicago Bears. We'll be making our picks for this weekend's games. Record ratings last weekend. On average, it was about 43 million per game. And at the height, the peak of it, it got all the way up to 52 million.
Wow.
For the game. So, I mean, these are going to be massive on Sunday. We're going to go through all the spreads with you and hop on over to Drinkin' Bros Sports on YouTube. We'll be live in 20 minutes on there. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.